Next case, Senator Rand Paul. He plays a round of golf with the president over the weekend. Afterwards, he tells reporters he thinks Republicans are getting close to a deal on repealing Obamacare. Roll that tape.
We had a great day with the president today. We did talk about some health care reform. I think the sides are getting closer together, and I remain very optimistic that we will get Obamacare repeal.
All right, joining us now, Congressman Andy Biggs, Republican from Arizona and a member of the Freedom Caucus. Mr. Congressman, do you sense progress towards your point of view, which is the full repeal of Obamacare?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've always felt optimistic that we were going to get some things done here, and I think that golfing with the president yesterday, Rand Paul, I think was a great thing. I would have liked to have been a caddy for that, so I could hear exactly what's going on.
So would I. But do you think that the president and Speaker Ryan are moving a little towards the Freedom Caucus's position? Do you detect real movement, or is this just for negotiating purposes?
I think there's real movement, because I think that everyone realizes we made a very simple promise that Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody understood, and that was we were going to repeal Obamacare, and most people interpret repeal mean it's going to be gone. And I think that's what people see, and I think that everyone's trying to move to get to yes on this. It's so important, and we want to keep those promises.
But you may lose the support of moderate Republicans. I mean, you could. Well,
I think that the real issue for moderates and is going to be on the replace side. How do you get these alternatives structured so people can get access to health care and health insurance? I don't think anybody disagrees with the repeal of Obamacare. I think that the moderate side is going to be working on how do you make sure that people can have access to coverage once Obamacare is gone, and that's where I think the issue becomes.
Is there any possibility whatsoever that there will be a new bill presented to Congress, presented to the House of Representatives in the very near future?
I don't know if it would necessarily be a new bill, but I think that something's going to happen sooner rather than later, because I think people are very focused on this and very committed to getting something done. So I'd say something sooner rather than later.
When you say sooner rather than later, are we talking weeks? I mean, people really want to know, are we going to get something done before we move on to tax reform, or is health care going to be on one side and then go to tax reform? What is it?
Well, I think Congress is very capable of doing two things at once, and actually multiple things, and everyone's committed to the tax reform package. There's no doubt about that, and we're working on that now as we continue to work through the health care issue. So,
weeks?
I guess.
Is it weeks?
Yeah. Well, you're asking me for a deadline, and you're talking to a guy. I don't have access to the timetable. I can tell you that. Otherwise, things might be my way instead of somebody else's way. But I think sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later.
Congressman, thank you very much for being with us this morning. I'd love to be a part of the intense discussions that will go on in the back rooms today. Congressman Andy Biggs, thanks for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.